What is this? Is it one of those psychological tests where what you see is supposed to reveal deep truths about yourself? Oh wait, I know. It's a lobster. Oh wait, no, it's like an abstract painting of a Star Wars fighter ship. It's a political district. Okay, wait, we're gonna have to back up. Let's get basic. You're a voter, right? Well, who shows up on your ballot is based on what political district you live in. The Constitution says the total number of representatives a state gets should be determined by population. Political districts are just a way to divide the population. But the Constitution also says that those districts need to be drawn so that everyone's vote counts equally. So how can the shape of the political district make a vote not count as equally? That's where gerrymandering comes in. Just wait. So, political district lines are usually drawn by the state legislature and approved by the governor. But it's possible to draw those district maps in such a way that one party will have an advantage in future elections. And that's gerrymandering, when districts have been drawn to manipulate political power and favor one party. How? Well, it's all in how you draw the lines. Let's take this tiny rectangular state. Suppose there are exactly 50 people in the state, living in 5 rows of houses. And there's a water tower, maybe a windmill, and a lake. Wait, no, too confusing, no lake. 60% of the people always vote for the blue party. 40% always vote red. The state is split into 5 districts. To have perfect representation, you would want to arrange the districts like this. The state would be represented by 3 people from the blue party and 2 from the red. This matches the 60-40 partisan split. Perfect. But what if the state has been gerrymandered? Let's see what mischief we can get up to if we use district lines to manipulate political power. If we draw the lines this way, we could favor the blue party. 3 of every 5 votes in each district are blue. So blue wins every seat and red gets clobbered. Even though 40% of residents voted red, they won't have any representation in the legislature. Or we can get really creative with our district lines. When we draw the lines like this, we get 3 red seats and 2 blue seats. Red beats blue 60-40, the exact opposite of the state's actual demographics. So now that our districts have been gerrymandered, what does that mean for the good voters of our state? We talked to Tom Wolf, a lawyer from the Brennan Center for Public Policy, about how gerrymandering affects democracy.
First, it prevents them from having legislatures that are accountable. Basically, the way legislators will draw the maps is to make it very hard for them to lose elections. And when they don't fear losing elections, they become less likely to respond to comments and different views from their constituents. So in theory, our legislatures should be like mirrors of the populations they represent. When partisan gerrymandering gets into the mix, the politicians are deciding what the legislature is going to look like, not the voters.
Well, that sounds pretty dire, but this doesn't really happen, does it? In the 2012 election for the Wisconsin state legislature, using a district map drawn when the Republican Party was in power, Republicans won only 48.6% of the vote, but won 60% of the seats in the state assembly. Pretty much the exact thing we saw in our most extreme example. So yes, this does happen. This is actually District 7 in Pennsylvania. Gerrymandering may sound like a thing of the past, but it's disenfranchising people around the nation today. The Supreme Court is reviewing the Wisconsin state legislative map now, and this case could have really far-reaching effects.
If the plaintiffs win and the Supreme Court rules that partisan gerrymandering is unconstitutional, then Wisconsin's General Assembly map will have to be redrawn by the legislature. But there are also other maps around the country that then may become unconstitutional. There are about 6 congressional maps currently that are extreme gerrymanders, and so they might be unconstitutional too. There are probably also about a dozen or so state legislative maps that might also be unconstitutional.
To be clear, both sides are guilty when it comes to gerrymandering, and both parties have members ready to speak up against it.
Both Democrats and Republicans came out and to say that the courts needed to take strong action to limit or eliminate partisan gerrymandering.
So we know this is serious and affects our democracy. But what can you do about it? As voters, turns out you can actually partially control the future of gerrymandering. District maps aren't forever. They're redrawn every 10 years. That means the people you elect will be the people in power who draw the new district maps. You want them to look like this? Or this? Perfect. So ask your legislators how they think a fair redistricting process should be handled. Make them squirm. After all, it's only the future of the country.